Today is Monday. I hope all of you had a fantastic weekend. I got to spend the weekend more so with my daughter than our son. My wife and I took Cora to the beach on Sunday. Saturday, I just got some work done, went to the gym and worked out and stuff. But my son was taken, I believe it was early Saturday morning to upstate New York for some type of, I think it was a feast day for Greek Orthodox. That's my religion. I converted when I got married to my Greek wife. And the feast day, he went with his yaya and papu, who are his grandmother and grandfather. And it was nice. He got to spend the whole day up there. They spent the night there and pretty much all day Sunday. And he came back late last night. So definitely missed the hell out of my kid. It was the longest he's been gone away from me since I had the issue when I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital for a week. I didn't get to see him the whole time. But this is by far the longest my wife has gone without seeing my son. And she actually did pretty well. I mean, she had her moments where, she would start looking at pictures of him and show me stuff. But overall, it was a great weekend. We got to spend a lot of one-on-one time with my daughter. My father came over. He got to just spend time with Cora because Jacob's 3. He likes to have all the attention on him. So a lot of the attention that Cora would gets sidetracked when Jacob's there. So it was a great weekend. The beach was fantastic on Sunday, and I have no complaints. Now, I hope all of you had a great weekend too. Now today, I'm not doing any emails or anything like that. I just want to hit on a question that comes to me a lot. And I want people to understand something. When they first get clean, they're obviously venturing into a new world that they have no experience in. Whether it's, most people I talk to are usually using around average 2 years. That's usually what I've seen when people have had enough. Especially when Roxy's were the big drug, and then the price went up and everything else, and they had to go to H. But generally around 2 years, people are over it. They want to look for a different way of life. They're very tired. The whole lifestyle is beating them into the ground. And when they venture into recovery, they start to realize that they don't really know who they are as a person. And this is something I had to deal with. And the way I looked at it, because guys in Salvation Army told me this, that go into this new chapter of your life as if you're being reborn, that you get a second chance, third chance, whatever. But this is your only chance, right? This is your new birth, so to speak. And be open to everything. Do not close doors to anything. And it kind of reminds me of that movie Yes Man by Jim Carrey, where he goes to almost like an Anthony Robbins type thing, where there's a motivational speaker, and the motivational speaker is telling the people to always say yes, never say no. And it changes his life for the better because he's always closed himself off and said no to everything, and he's at home going to Blockbuster Video when they were still around and watching videos by himself. He wasn't living his life. So the way I looked at it was, if there were opportunities that were going to come to me, do not turn them away. All right? Be open to anything that is going to come to you that is going to be positive, and go with it. Even if you're uncomfortable with it, if it's a positive thing that could have a good outcome, try it. All right? Don't start closing yourself off. And what you start to notice is that you find out who you are deep down emotionally and who you are inside. Not so much what you look like. Because all of that usually gets better as well when you get clean. You start to feel more confident. You feel healthier. Everything just is working better in your body. But emotionally, you are releasing a lot of, raw emotions that you haven't felt in a long time. A lot of people will cry. They will feel extremely irritated, extremely happy, just all different types of things. People will cry from commercials. Feel that. Let that happen. All right? Don't try to close off those feelings. I've had the manliest men I've ever met call me crying, and they don't understand why. And it has to do with brain chemicals and everything else, but let it happen, all right? Don't worry about what anybody thinks about you during this time, all right? Take it all in. Enjoy the whole time frame of getting clean and how you're searching for a new life. Because when you stop living the life of seclusion and pushing yourself away from everybody else, and you're open to living a real, full, healthy life, amazing things start to happen to you. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, a year from now you're going to be driving a yacht somewhere in like Cannes in South France, but amazing, like, just things start to happen in your life that are victories that you would never happen to you if you were using, okay? And it's all because you're living your life in a different way, and it's almost like a domino effect. If you keep using, obviously you're going to keep having the same things happen to you. The same types of people are going to be around you, the same type of conflicts you're going to have to deal with. But when you change that main thing in your life, when you stop picking up drugs and you start to live a healthy, positive life, and you live a life of positivity, positive things start to happen to you. It's not bullshit, all right? I know it sounds like, oh, this is some new agey kind of crap. I didn't believe it at first, honest to God, and then my life just started blossoming. Things started to happen for me that I was extremely excited to get out of bed every morning. I was landscaping. It wasn't like I was a millionaire or anything, but I was, you know, happy to live the next minute. I didn't know what was going to happen next. I was open to everything. And when you live your life like that, especially freshly in recovery, it's so much fun. Okay? So yes, there is going to be that feeling of fear of the unknown. How are you going to be able to deal with the issues that are going to come up from using, and how you closed off all the problems that you had and just numbed yourself? Yes, those issues you're going to have to deal with. But if you go into everything positive, you know that you're going to have to deal with them. Usually they're much worse off in your head. You make them out to be such bigger problems than they actually are in reality. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here, because I like to ramble, is when you're new to recovery, be open to everything. Everything that's positive, be open to it. Because this new life, this new rebirth is you're very lucky to have it. Okay? So just enjoy yourself, stay positive, do not rush things, and just have some fun. Okay? Have some good, clean, healthy fun, and your life will just start. It's not like, it sounds like such a fairy tale, but it's true. Okay, if you do the right thing every day, you stay consistent, you're positive, you surround yourself with positive people, and consistency is what is most important. You stay consistent, you do the right thing, and amazing things will start to happen. Now, the other thing I want to hit on real quick. Okay, sorry. I was going to mention a bunch of YouTube channels. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mention a few here and there. Now, this guy hit me up a while ago. I mean, he comments on my videos and everything. And I want you guys to check out his YouTube channel. C-Squared mentioned him too last week. And his name is Nick M. Now, if you go and you subscribe to his channel, it's Nick space M. The letter M as in Michael. He's been putting out videos frequently, consistently, which is important. Because there's a lot of people that will start a YouTube channel. They'll be gung-ho for, like a week, 2 weeks, and then they're gone. You don't know what happened to them. Even if something bad happens, like say somebody relapses, document it, and then pick yourself back up and get back on the right track. People tend to relapse, and then they just go down the rabbit hole, and they dig themselves deeper and deeper and deeper. Relapse is a very common thing. So if you do relapse, document it and say, I'm picking my ass back up, and I'm going to go forward again. Because people can relate to that. It's important. The reason that I love YouTube videos and the reason I love blogs and all that other stuff is it keeps you accountable. All right? Especially early in recovery. I love the fact that before I even wrote a blog in the beginning, people were emailing me asking me what was next. What's going on? What'd you do today? Because they weren't interested in me as a person. They were interested in the story and how they could be in the same exact place I was and how they can relate to me. right? We're in the same shoes. We both have, 5 or 6 months. What are you doing today compared to what I'm doing? All right? How come, and people relate to that, especially if they're in the same time frame as you. If they're less time than you, they look up to you and they want to see what you did and how they can take a little bit from what you're doing and implement it in their life. That's why the more YouTube channels there are, the better. Because not everyone's going to relate to me. Not everyone's going to relate to C Squared. Not everybody's going to relate to Nick. Okay? The more people that are out there sharing their stories, obviously the broader it is, the more you'll be able to find somebody that you like. And it's kind of like, I don't know why I'm using this as an analogy, but like stand-up comedy. I love Louis C.K. I'm obsessed with the guy. I think he's a genius. But there are people that don't like him. They don't think he's funny. They think he's a fat, redheaded slob, which I think is funny. And that's his shtick. That's what he does. That's what he plays off of. But the guy is a genius writer. But not everybody likes the same things we like. And there's different writers and different movies, and everyone has different tastes. Even when it comes to recovery, not everybody's the same. Some people think that, I'm a little dry and I'm not funny. I never have been. I mean, I'm the type of person that I could tell a joke and I'll hit the punchline and people are still looking at me like, what? Like, is that the joke? Because I just have no delivery when it comes to jokes. I am pretty good at giving information and sharing stories and, talking about recovery because it's something I'm really passionate about and I know about. But not everybody is going to gravitate or absorb what I'm saying. So if you are on the fence, and the hardest thing about YouTube videos is that this is a very tough topic. Some people don't want to share their story because they're afraid of the repercussions, and I completely understand it. Especially if you're in if you have a position at work and you're worried about somebody coming across your video and it could hurt your career. That's a big deal. I mean, especially if you're putting food on the table for kids and everything else. So I understand completely. But if you're in a position where you can do videos and you're on the fence about whether or not you should share your story, but you know that you're in control of the fact that if somebody was to see it, it wouldn't hurt your lifestyle. Like for me, I was at a point in my life where I was like, screw it, I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about me at all. And it empowered me in the long run. But not everybody is in that position. So if you are in a position to do videos or make a blog or write or comment or anything, help people, do it. The amount of love that you get, the amount of energy you get, it's just all positive. Of course, and I'm sure C Square can back me up on this, there are a lot of people out there that, when something is going good, they're going to try to take it down, or you're not going to please everybody. So the quote-unquote trolls and the people out there that want to, make comments, that's something that you, as a YouTuber, you have to get used to real quick. In the beginning, it used to bother me like crazy. Now it's second nature. Like it's one of those things where it's just part of the game. All right. So when somebody's commenting, it's just like, all right, whatever. And it doesn't even bother me. You know what I mean? Because you know where it's coming from and there's nothing you could do about it and you're not going to please everyone. So if you are starting a channel, don't let that bother you. Don't let that stop you from making videos, because I guarantee you, for every person that's giving you shit, there's 20 people that like it. All right. And it's making a difference in their lifestyle. So to Nick M, if you are looking for another channel to watch, he's probably around my age, maybe a little younger, but definitely has good content. He's speaking from the heart, which is important. You could tell he's genuine, and he documented the whole thing right from the start. So what I love about that is I never got to do that because I was in a different position at that point. But I love being able to see somebody from the very beginning when they're going through the worst of it, and then you see them like a month or two later, and they're like doing all kinds of stuff, and they're just a genuine smile on their face. They're happy to live life. That kind of stuff is priceless for YouTube, more just in the internet in general. So yes, if you are interested in doing it, please do it, because it's invaluable. The amount of people you can help is incredible. I still cannot believe how many people watch my face and how many people are free from hell and everything else. I mean, it took years to do it, but it's fascinating to me. All right, long video. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Glad to be back, and check out Nick M on YouTube, and leave some comments. Check out some more videos. Thanks.